We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
If you pan it down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and there's not a car or a person in sight. If you pan over here, it's the same thing. Not a car or a person in sight. People want to know where I find my strength at, where I get my strength. I get it from a lot of places. There's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday, hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder.
If you quit now, you're going to fucking be a loser your entire life. That's it.
You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day.
People give up right before they get what they always wanted to get. People quit and they give up.
That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
You don't get here by quitting when you tired. You get here by quitting when you finish, when you done. You don't stop when you tired. You stop when you done. You stop when you complete it, when you execute it. Execution is worship. And so I execute for my mom. I execute for my grandma. I execute for my sister. I execute for those kids in the hood who looking for a role model. That's why I wear the hat.
You get up. You don't want to go run? You go run. You don't want to go swim? You go swim. You don't want to make your bed? You make your bed. You don't want to clean your house? You clean your house. You don't want to study? You fucking study. That's how you start to callous your mind. If you say you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning to go run, wake up at 4 o'clock it's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
You can't be good and be a legend. You can't be great, really, and be a legend. You gotta be phenomenal. I want you to push for legend.
Everybody wants the prize, but nobody loves the process. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion.
It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game.
Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to do it. I love the process.
You think you become a champion on the field? You don't. You become a champion when ain't nobody watching you. You're doing your own drills in your own way. You're doing what coach tell you to do, and you're doing your own stuff.
I love the thought of working for what I want. And I firmly believe you're never supposed to wish for it more than you're willing to work for it.
You don't become no champion when you put no doggone helmet on. You become a champion the way you eat. You become a champion the way you think. You become a champion in your grind. When nobody knows what you're doing. When you put in those extra reps. When you watching those videos and you getting inspired. When you change your music and you just get on stage and you shine. It's the process that makes you sweet.
It's a commitment, not a feeling. When you get up in the morning, you don't give yourself a choice. You grind, no matter what.
When you're just not feeling it, you gotta force yourself. When your feelings tell you no, you tell them to shut the fuck up. You don't wanna get up and get out of bed, you get up and get the fuck out of bed. You don't wanna study, you fucking study. You don't wanna get to work, you get to fucking work. When everything in you is kicking and screaming, you have to take control and tell yourself, I do not stop. When you do the things most people aren't willing to do, you'll live the life most people never will. When you look back after working your ass off, you will see every challenge, all the knockdowns, breakdowns, and every bit of the pain and daily struggles will all be fucking worth it.
I'm not gonna sit around and wait for good things to happen to me. I'm gonna grind.
Yes. Life can be overwhelming. That's the way life works. It is testing you. It is going to throw problems at you, and it is going to throw them at you all at the same time. This is the way life works. Murphy's Law. It is easy to feel beaten when you're faced with all those problems at once. But let me tell you, that does not mean give up fighting. In fact, it means the opposite. It is time for you to fight harder, to dig in, to go on the warpath, to assess what the problems are and decide which one you are going to attack first.
Force yourself to do it. Say you're a general. The brain is a general, the troops are the body. The troops don't want to listen, but you go, you listen. And you get up and you do it. Just do it. Make yourself do it. And if you do that, if you write down and do that, you can change who the fuck you are.
You should push yourself beyond your limits of tolerance in your 20s to find out where it is. How much can you work? How disciplined can you become? Like, can you work 12 hours a day? Can you work 8 hours a day? Can you work 3 hours a day? Like, flat out. Where's your limit?
I'm up here not because I'm super impressive, because I'm not. Every time I wanted to quit this business, I didn't make a decision to not quit the rest of my life. I made a decision not to quit for one more day. One more day, just don't quit. One more day, hang on.
It all starts with you. Some of you are in situations, man, that you know what it is, right? You know what it is. Maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a relationship, maybe a job, right? Some of you are in situations that you know what it is, but you're choosing to stay in it, and you're choosing to accept it. And you wonder why things ain't changing in your life. You know, you want all these things to happen for your life, but you don't want to put in the work. You don't want to put in the sacrifice. You don't want to go through the journey that sucks to get to the mountain peak that's beautiful. Some of you are choosing a lot of things in your life that's keeping you from everything that you were created to be. Everything.
You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You don't need more help. All you need is you. You just need to put in more energy, more effort, and make yourself do the things you don't want to do so you can be who you want to be.
I want to see what you do when you're tired. Let me see how you push yourself. Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going. Do more hard shit makes you do more hard shit. Yeah. Understand that you want it bad, so you're willing to put in the work and do things you don't want to do. It's what makes you have the confidence, the mentality that I'm the type of dude to get shit done.
Turn your ambitions into actions. Let every heartbeat, every breath be a reminder of your goals. This is your time, your moment. Push harder, go further, be bolder.
Cultivate a different voice in your head, the voice of resilience, of determination, of grit. This is the voice that says, get up, even though you're tired. It's the voice that tells you to keep pushing when everything in you wants to stop. This is the voice of a champion, and it's the one you need to listen to.
Remember, the path to greatness is littered with challenges, but these challenges are not there to stop you. They're there to test you, to make you stronger, to prepare you for what's to come. Every time you overcome a challenge, you grow. You become more than you were before.
Just got to run a 120-mile week, 2,000 pull-ups, 4,000 push-ups, and hundreds of reps at the gym. I hear it all the time. Goggins has a great message, but you don't want to end up like him. His body's all fucked up. You're not afraid of having a fucked up body. You're afraid of the fucking effort. See, what you don't understand is this. We're all being tested, and that road to success is a bumpy-ass fucking road. Has fucking potholes, rails, detours and shit. Yeah, a lot of you are gonna die with a nicely preserved body. No plates, no bad knees, no bruises, no scars.
You have to push yourself. When people talk about self-esteem, I hate this term. Like, so many kids were taught to get a participation trophy for something, and they thought, I'm gonna build their self-esteem this way. People can tell your whole life you're a piece of crap, and your brain can go, screw you, I'll show you, and you become somebody. Your life self-esteem, your self-esteem, esteem for yourself, is earned by you doing something difficult for you.
Nobody cares about you. And I mean that in the most positive, optimistic, inspiring, motivating way. You think that everybody's paying attention. And the reality is nobody gives a shit. Everybody is so focused on themselves in this world. Nobody has time for you. And the sooner you accept that as a creative person, the sooner you're free.
You want to become best. You want to become champion. And now you want to say like you're tired. Who cares? You're tired or not? Nobody cares about you. Even you, if you're gonna watch fight, you just watch fight. They walk out inside the cage, they fight, and they leave. You don't know what happened behind the scenes. This is not your business. Nobody cares about this. He was tired, he had personal problem, family. Nobody cares. But if you come here, don't complain.
Nobody cares. You know, at the end of the day, nobody cares. What we're going through, how your body feels, nobody cares. We gotta do our job. Life is tough sometimes, and it's not fair. And it doesn't care sometimes. But you're gonna hold true to what you believe, and you're gonna hold true to who you are, and you're gonna be that person whether it's easy or it's not.
Say, who cares how you feel? And he goes, well, what do you mean? Well, I don't care. You're telling me I know you and I don't care. So all the people who don't know you don't care. The woman you want doesn't care. You can't go up to a chick in a bar and say, you know what? Usually I'm really charming. Today I'm a bitch. Can you give me a pass? Can you let me off? So we're like, go away, weirdo. The chick you want doesn't care. The job you're supposed to perform at doesn't care. If the man who wants to mug you decides to pull a machete, he doesn't care. You can't say, bro, I'm on the mood for a fight today. Tomorrow, please. Nobody cares. So why do you care?
I don't care what it is. If you focus on it daily and you strive to be better, you're going to make little distinctions that'll make you more and more effective every single day.
You should figure out what is it you desire in life and figure out the steps to get there and start working a plan to get there and minimizing everything else. Getting very clear on the mission, and working the plan. Everything else, guess what it gets? A no.
That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gulf, sickness or pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim, you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. This is Mrs. Navy Brown's baby boy, Leslie Calvin Brown, saying, it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure.
Like, who cares? Nobody cares, man. Seriously. Yo, that's okay. That's life. That's life.
Losing your temper is weak. It's actually weak. It's actually weak to lose your temper. It actually is a loss of control when you lose your temper, and losing control is also weak. So we don't want to lose our temper. That's one of our goals. So again, just like prioritize and execute, what do you do when you start feeling yourself losing your temper? Stop, take a step back, detach from it, breathe. And then you got to think about the long-term victory. And we've talked about this before.
Guys off of just pure brute strength and intimidation. Most guys were just pretty much intimidated. They lost the fight before they even got hit. Most guys. I knew the art of skullduggery. These guys, I knew how to beat these guys psychologically before I even got in the ring with them. As soon as I come into the ring, I'm gloved. No, stop. That's not true. While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever at the back of my glove. I'm breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the Everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence. I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated. But I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get.
My whole life growing up as a kid, everyone always told me that I could never, and they were like, you'll never be a Navy SEAL. You know, until the time until I graduated, it's like, you won't make it. You won't ever make it. No one can stop you from doing anything, ever, if you're committed to yourself. I got people coming up to me sometimes and just like, you know what, I could never do this, or I couldn't do that. And I just want to, if you come out of the gate telling yourself that you can't do something, then you're already done.
Once you start questioning yourself, you already lost. Once you start questioning yourself, once you start going into a state of depression and you start being by yourself and you start thinking and wondering, once you start wondering, you already lost. Even if you don't believe. I'm the best right now. And if you want to go through motivational speaking, you got to go through me. Ain't nobody doing it like this. They all wear shirt and tie. Ain't nobody bring hip hop to motivation. I must be the greatest. I shook up motivational speaking. I changed the whole genre. I must be the greatest, not because I'm cocky, but I gotta tell myself I'm the best if I'm gonna be the best. I gotta believe in me before anybody else believe in me.
You know, disappointment to me, to win, you gotta lose. To be successful, you gotta have something that's not successful. To be happy, you gotta have something. So I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am, and understand the benefits and the privileges I have for being who I am.
It sucks to lose.
Right.
But at the same time, there are answers there if you just look at them. I mean, the answers are there when you win, too. You just have to look at them. Yeah. Right? So it's a constant process. It's exciting when you win. It's exciting when you lose, because the process should be exactly the same, whether you win or you lose.
Every single failure in my life happened because I was not intentional enough. In that moment, with that person, with that project, with that negotiation, with that video, with that audience. I just didn't have that level of intention that said, I need to be the best of who I am right now. And it's just about, like, what are the 5 things that make you successful? Summon that. I know in the best of who I am, when I'm literally the best of who I am, I'm in a space of high intention to live and to love and to matter. And I'm locked in on those, and I'm living through that as I go throughout my day.
Why is a person overweight almost all of their life? It isn't because they were destined to be fat. They're thinking, in a different way. The same with addictions. Or why do you keep attracting the same kind of people into your life? The wrong people for you, or whatever it might be. This is just all long habituated thought systems. We challenge them and begin to see that they're not even true. They're all lies. Because we live in a world in which all things are possible. There's no accidents. There can be no accidents. There's an organizing intelligence that supports everything in this universe. And we live as if who we are is this little microscopic separate thing who's always got to do things a certain way and fit in a certain way. And none of that is true.
But do not offend me. I don't need to prove nothing. I believe so much in myself, and I have a bulletproof mind. And when I go out there, I know what I'm able to do. And I do it good. Because I have a vision, I have my confidence, and I believe in myself. People call it arrogant, I call it confidence.
So if you're in the woods and you don't know where to go, start walking. You got to start walking, because the perspective's not going to change. You have to start moving forward. You have to start taking steps in order to improve your vision, improve your perspective, change your perspective, make some kind of progress. And worst case scenario, you figure out that you walked the wrong direction. Okay, now you can go walk in the other direction. And that's going to be fine. But standing there lost and not doing anything is just waiting to die, waiting to starve to death. Don't let that happen.
Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. While others make it happen. Cut the noise. Block out the distractions. Focus your energy and start grinding every day for what you want.
We all have days where we don't feel like doing what we need to do. We all have days we struggle. We all have days that we dread getting out of bed. And when you feel yourself feeling this way, I want you to think about what the monster is. We are not doing something that needs to be done. That's the monster. The longer we allow that monster to live in our brains, in our minds, the bigger and stronger it gets. If you don't slay the monster will eat you the fuck alive. You will live a life of anxiety, of fear, of confusion, of frustration if you don't make a habit of slaying the monster.
If your life was a movie and it started your own movie.
You know who has a plan B? Motherfuckers that lose. That's a fact. Okay? Every single person that wins big, every single person that you look at, every single person that you're inspired by, every single person that you aspire to be like, they only have one motherfucking plan. And that is they are going to win or they are going to die fucking trying. Because the people who go all in, the motherfuckers who burn the ships and leave themselves no other option but success, and you're only going half in because you're half in and you're half fucking out, guess what? You're going to lose.
What comes easy will not last. What lasts will not come easy. Do what is hard, and your life will become easy.
If you stay in bed, if you stay on the couch, if you stay in your comfort zone, if you only do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, if you get up, if you grind, if you are relentless, if you work as hard as possible, when other people are slacking off, your life will be easy.
Let me tell you. You're gonna fight until you can't fight no more. And when you can't fight anymore, you're gonna lay down and bleed a while. And then you're gonna get up and fight some more.
Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you. Yes, you're tired. Yes, your mind is saying give up. Yes, it's saying quit. But you cannot quit because you realize you have not reached the goal yet. You have come too far to quit in the process. You have invested too much to quit now. You have lost too much to quit now. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Get a reward for your pain.
Ever, because so few are willing to push themselves further. While my competitors sleep, I'll be awake. While they rest, I'll be working. Even if no one sees it, I keep moving forward. If you're alone right now, use it as a chance to do more, to be better. Though I don't enjoy long days or waking up early, I do it for the results. Winning isn't just about performing during the game. It's about all the unseen hours of training in the dark. True champions are consistent, working hard even when no one's watching. If you can excel in private, you'll be even better in public.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.
A person's character is not judged when they ride the wave of success, when everyone chants their name and you want to be their friend. No, your character is put to the test when your back is against the wall. Failure has made me who I am today. Failure gives you two choices. You stay down or you get up. Well, I'm up and I am fired up because I have figured it out. And I can stay down or I can get my ass up, and I'm in the getting up business.
What's your why? You need a why. Why do you need a why? Because some days you're going to say, I don't want to get up. But that why is going to say, I'll push yourself. Get up. Your mama needs you. Your daddy needs you. Your children need you. Get up. Your why is going to push you when you can't push yourself. When you want to quit and give up, your why is going to give you that edge you need, that advantage you need, that lift that you need to get to the next level. Your why.
Everybody wants the prize, but nobody loves the process. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion. Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it, but nobody is willing to put in the work that it takes to do it. I love the process.
Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's painful. Yes, I'm going to have setbacks, but I'm still going to be successful. Why? Because I owe it to myself. I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day to become a victor and not a victim. And can't nobody stop me but me.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. But only one thing is true. I will be champion one day. I promise. I promise.
Everybody on the way to where you're trying to get to, you have a decision, and one day you can go forward or you turn back. The problem is the average person turns back from their dream.
You have the vision. You believe in the vision. You are sure, positive, that if other people could see your vision, they would be amazed.
I believe, and I learned very young, that you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid.
For most people, being broke is the standard. You'll accept just getting by, just having enough, doing the bare minimum in their job.
But for some people out there, the rare individuals, their standards are to excel, to go beyond what is expected of them, to have more than enough, to not just serve those they care about, but to amaze them.
The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. If you want to be successful, you have to change this. What makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. This decision is yours and yours alone.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You can't look at this gigantic list and say, I gotta change all this shit. My God, this is crazy. No, take off the first one. I wanna be smarter. For me, that was my thing. I have to become more intelligent. I have such a severe learning disability and I can't retain shit. I had to now get that one thing and then strategize in that one problem. How can I do this? I'm not gonna learn like you. I'm not gonna learn like anybody else. How am I gonna figure this out? So I then figured out, okay, where are my strengths here? Where are my weaknesses in learning? All right, man, how am I gonna do this? And I figured out a way to do it.
The first thing they should do is change their physiology. Because before you try to take control of your mind, you take care of your body. Your body affects your emotion. Then how they become conscious of it is they simply ask themselves, in this moment, what am I focusing on? They start to ask, what am I focusing on? But what's wrong is always available. So is what's right. And then the meanings are the most important ones, because when you're really upset, there's a meaning. And I always tell people, meanings come from beliefs. A belief is the poor substitute for an experience. I could believe something about you, you can believe about me, but if we go hang out for a week, we know each other. If you tell me I know what China's like, you've never been there, it's your belief. If we go live there for 6 months, now you know. The answer to your question is they got to change the body first. They can do it by lifting weights. Anything that requires you to do something, even for a short time, give you 10 minutes, where you're pushing way beyond your comfort zone. What that does, it makes your mind and your body work together. And then you develop real will.
The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it.
Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself, and don't be afraid to be different, man. You ain't got to fit in the crowd. I tell my sons all the time, why are you following everybody when you were clearly meant to lead?
People that don't have their own visions, they become vision killers. They want nothing more than to talk you out of your own visions. They don't have dreams for themselves. They don't have any hopes. They're hopeless. They're uninspired, unmotivated. They have no dreams. They have nothing that they're ambitious about.
Anything you focus your mind on, you can change. You don't like the way your life is going, you're the only one who can change it. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to be a failure. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. If you ever decide to change your mind.
I've been getting tons of emails from very young, mostly men, who are struggling with porn addiction, who are struggling with obesity, who want to kill themselves, insecurity, depression. But I'll tell you this right now. A lot of you follow people, you look up to people, you admire them, all these different things. A 1-minute video that you see on Instagram is not going to get you where you need to go. You got to change yourselves. You got to change yourselves. Self-respect, self-discipline.
Most people don't succeed because there's no urgency in their approach. There's no must, no sense of I must do this. When you make your success non-negotiable, hey, anything is possible. What if you took failure off the table? What if there was no option for retreat? What if you burnt the bridges behind you? What if there was no plan B? What if this was life or death? Would you react differently today if it was life or death?
For the next 2 years, all I'm going to do is get good grades. I didn't date. I didn't party. I didn't drink. I literally didn't leave my dorm room. I worked. I put my head down for 2 years and I just worked.
Almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do.
Let me tell you a secret. No one does when they begin. Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started.
Everything you do, write that down, and you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny.
I know that the intelligence that created all these things is in me and around me, and that I can call upon it for my slightest need. I know that my body is a manifestation of pure spirit, and that spirit is perfect. Therefore, my body is perfect also. I enjoy life, for each day brings a constant demonstration of the power and wonder of the universe and myself. I am confident, I am serene, I am sure.
Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. Get able 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life, and your ass was asleep. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night.
You meet somebody wealthy? Their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. The one. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. And it wasn't because I wanted it or I hoped for it. I fought for it. I want to win. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want my kids proud of me. I want me proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at.
Would you work harder? Would you make more sacrifices? Would you live with passion? Would you really do all you can possibly do and rise up to your true God-given potential? Rise up to the challenge. You know you have more inside you. You can lie all you like to others, but you can't lie to yourself.
It's unreal how much time we waste during the day. And most of it on these fucking computers, phones, Instagramming back and forth, whatever the fuck you call it shit nowadays, tweeting and texting and shit. We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time. Write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down. And you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time.
You know who's gonna bail you out? You know who's gonna come and rescue you? You know who's gonna come and save the day? No one.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! You're getting comfortable! Comfortability kills dreams! So get up and go get those gains!
You're actually tougher than you think. You never knew that. And maybe you didn't want to take on the responsibility because, people play a role in their own demise, so to speak. When you had opportunity to go out and explore or withdraw because you were afraid, you chose to withdraw because you were afraid. So it's not only that you were overprotected often, it's that you were willing to take advantage of the fact that you were overprotected and run back there whenever you had the opportunity.
How you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth?
Trying to think your way out of overthinking is like trying to sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction. And you can't really change the mind with the mind. You have to change it with the body first. So going for a walk will do way more for your mood than sitting and thinking about and vacillating about whatever's dealing with you. If I had the choice between a good night's sleep or a hard training session, I would go to the gym because the difference in my mood before and after the gym is way more than before and after a night's sleep. So I don't disagree. The two work simpatico together. But for me, if you do not have a physical practice of some kind and you're struggling with mental health, you need to look at the physical side before you look at the mental side. That is the foundation. That's the raw materials of what your mentality is going to grow out of.
It's also very beneficial to be able to tolerate a lot of stress and still think clearly. And that's because, again, stress is inevitable. There are going to be times in which Stress is going to hit, and we need to maintain clarity of thought in order to make good decisions, perform well on exams, say the right thing, not say the wrong thing, etc. There's a tool from physiology that allows us to do that. And this is a tool that you use not in the moment of stress, but away from stress, in which you can train up or enhance your stress threshold to become more gritty and resilient, to basically increase your mental toughness. It involves what's called cyclic hyperventilation. What you're going to do is you're going to take 25 deep inhales and 25 exhales. And of course, you're not going to do 25 inhales and then 25 exhales. You're going to inhale and exhale 25 times, which will definitely increase the amount of adrenaline, epinephrine in your brain and body.
The guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it, I maybe, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens, but then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
You know how you get mentally tough? It's a lifestyle. Instead of hitting that snooze button in the fucking morning and not making your bed, not cleaning your house, you don't hit the snooze button. You get up. You don't want to go run, you go run. You don't want to go swim, you go swim. You don't want to make your bed, you make your bed. You don't want to clean your house, you clean your house. You don't want to study, you can study. That's how you start to callous your mind. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
If somebody wants to get more mentally strong, do some hard things. Wake up early in the morning, go do a workout. Do things that you have to push mentally through. And if you do those things and you continue to do those things, you'll get mentally stronger. The scary thing is, when you give up, when you don't push, when you stay in bed, when you eat the donut, you're getting mentally weaker. So develop the muscles, develop that brain power to push through when things kind of suck. When they suck, go do them anyways.
Everybody's looking for mental toughness. Every athlete, everybody in the world is looking for mental toughness. The only way you gain mental toughness is to do things you're not happy doing. If you continue doing things that you're satisfied and that make you happy, you're not getting stronger. You're staying where you're at. Either you're getting better or you're getting worse. You're not staying the same.
I decide my future because I decide what I do now. No other person can decide my fate, but I can. I can because I control my mind. My mental strength is like no other, and that is why I will succeed. Not because everything will fall in my lap, but because whatever comes my way, I will make the most of. Sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes it all seems so far out of reach. Sometimes others doubt me, but always I back myself. I always show my mental strength.
I've never met a person who was not successful that didn't have a great amount of self-discipline within their life. Self-discipline and being able to perform and being able to keep your life on schedule and being able to keep commitments and promises and meet deadlines is essential to success.
Discipline eats motivation for breakfast. You don't need motivation. It's great if it arrives. It's some extra fuel on the fire, but discipline is the thing that you need. What would you tomorrow want you today to do? You tomorrow would want you to keep that promise to yourself.
I think it's important to note that the Stoics are talking about self-discipline. Discipline is not the Marine sergeant telling everyone else what to do, how to be. The Stoics are talking about the virtue of self-discipline, which is you have your standard that you selected for yourself, that you are living up to.
Everything I've ever done in my life, I didn't want to do. Everything, every day. I'm a lazy piece of shit. And I'm one of the hardest working people that ever stepped foot on planet Earth. And I'm saying that very proudly because I know what I do. It's not cocky. I'll tell you I'm stupid. And I'll also tell you the exact opposite of what I've done. It's the truth. It is the truth.
I fight against that. It's the big challenge. It's when you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course not. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day, but you have to do it. Probably yes, because your mental strength is coming from that moments that in a hard moments, you should do it. So, and I do it.
This is something that I've actually relied on a little bit myself. Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop.
and this is why they don't win. And this relates to another one, which is a reminder for the gladiators in the arena who feel beat up and scarred with no hope in sight. Building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people can't do it, but you can. This is what hard feels like. Is so fucking nice to lean on. It is so nice to lean on.
You have to remember, all success starts with self-discipline. It starts with you. Abraham Lincoln said, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. You only have two options. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. The choice is yours.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
If you're lucky enough to be different, don't let go. I spend a lot of my time and energy exploring the power of perspective. How our reality is determined by how we interpret what's in front of us. How one person can look at one thing and see pain or a problem or a barrier, and another person can look at that exact same thing and see opportunity or a future win or a bridge to something better.
It doesn't matter to me any longer how long I live. What matters to me most is how I live. Every day, ask yourself that question, how you living? That you would not judge, that you would show up early, that you'd be kind, that if you're gonna do something, you do it the right way, that it's never wrong to do the right thing, that how you do anything is how you do everything. And in that way, you will grow your influence to make an impact. In that way, you will honor all those who have gone before you, who have invested in you. Look in those unlikeliest places for wisdom. Enhance your life every day by seeking that wisdom and asking yourself every night, how am I living?
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes.
You will never win in life by being someone you are not. You cannot ever live the life of your dreams by settling for someone else's idea of what you should be doing with your life. You will never, ever be happy if you change who you are to fit in with others. Until you accept and embrace who you are destined to live a life at only a mere fraction of your potential. It is simply impossible to be genuinely happy when you are not genuinely yourself.
There's a certain delusional quality that all successful people have to have. You have to believe that something different can happen.
If you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
You only have 24 hours in a day. Your success is dependent upon how you use the 24. You gotta hear me. People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you make. You only get 24 hours in a day. And the difference between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely. That's it. Listen to me. That's it. You get 24. I don't care if you broke, you grew up broke. I don't care if you grew up rich. I don't care if you're in college, you're not in college. You only get 24 hours. And I blew up literally.
You're crazy until you're successful. Then you're a genius. For a lot of people, when you're grinding as a small channel, people think you're too obsessed. You're a weirdo. Stop only making videos. Like, get a life. Be realistic. People will convince you you're out of your mind for wanting to do this. But then once you're successful, they're like, yo, your drive, your tenacity was great. But it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then? You know what I mean? I didn't get that when I was a small channel.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts.
Repeat to yourself every day, I am different. That is why I win. I am unique. And that is why I am great. I'm not like anyone else on this planet. I am grateful for who I am becoming. I am grateful for who I am.
And that's one of the things that really trips people up. The way of getting there with the destination itself. And I think that people a lot of times throw hate on having a destination, on building towards some big goal, of having some grand thing they're chasing. But as Einstein said, if you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people, not to things.
I learned that I don't let the highs and the lows affect me too much, because we're going to have wins, we're going to have losses. We're going to have successes, we're going to have failures. We're going to have good nights, we're going to have bad nights. We're going to have good relationships, we're going to have bad relationships. We're going to have good ideas and bad ideas. We're going to make money, we're going to lose money. All these things are going to happen. And if you oscillate emotionally up and down drastically, it's going to be problematic. So finding a good, stable, centered way to be and look at the world, take everything that you see with a little bit of a grain of salt, and don't get swayed too drastically in one direction or the other, you're going to be okay.
One day in the gym is basically imperceivable. 2 days in the gym, you don't recognize any change whatsoever. 100 days in the gym, and you're almost a new person.
Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency.
Consistency doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. An easy productivity hack: instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
So take the small steps every day. Do what you're supposed to do. And don't expect some incredible results in 1 day or 2 days or 10 days. Worthwhile things take 100 days. They take 500 days. Maybe they take 5,000 days. They take time.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.
What I am telling you is that if you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want. I'm a living example. You can start from nothing. Start from nothing. You know the story. Mom was a teenage mom. Start with nothing. Grandma had 14 kids. Start with nothing. 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. Mom got kicked out because she had me. Start with nothing.
Sometimes it ain't about being the most talented. Sometimes it ain't about being the smartest. Sometimes it's about consistency. Consistency. Just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and never stop and never give up and never quit. Day after day, play after play, second after second, minute by minute. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life. People who don't want anything, people who are not striving, people who are not challenging themselves, people who aren't growing, people who have stopped dreaming. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. If you run around with losers, you will end up a loser. It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream.
Consistency is having a goal, and when you wake up that day and you don't feel like it, you still do what you told yourself you was gonna do. That's all consistency is. It is the days you don't feel like doing it, but you look at your wife, you look at your kid, you look at the country, and you realize that I am where I am because of other people's sacrifice. I gotta get up and make it happen, even though I don't wanna get up and make it happen. Go work on your mindset. Get your mindset together.
Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
If you're that afraid to get hurt, you're probably going to panic and you're probably going to get hurt again. their pain doesn't suck. It's just that I can't get on my dirt bike. I can't get in my car. I can't do what I love to do with the people I love to do it with. For me, I've never been scared of an injury because I'm more afraid of not riding than I am of getting hurt.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes.
It has nothing to do with winning. It has everything to do with trying. It has everything with doing.
So remember, you are made amazing. Stand tall and NGU.
Journey is what makes anything fun. It's not the tricks, it's not the championships, it's not the money. For me, what I think I'm good at or what I enjoy doing the most is when someone says it can't be done, to figure out how to do it.
Take care of yourself, train hard, become extremely successful, stay off the streets, stay off the clubs, don't go down any of that mess. You're at the height of your energetic powers, and it should all be focused in the correct direction. You'll be glad you used it correctly when you're older.
The easiest thing in life is to give up.
People say, oh, I'm so fit or I'm so whatever. And you look at the guys in motocross, you're like, oh, they're not that fit. They don't train that hard. You guys have no idea the amount of injury and sacrifice and everything that it takes to be the top of any sport, really. But you look at a sport that not only takes balls to go out there and be like, I could literally die if I mess this up. And I'm so tired, I can't hang on. And I see that guy in front of me and I'm going to do a jump that I've never done at this condition when I'm like cross-eyed. My dad always said, when you hit the ground, he goes, you get up, you get on your feet, get back on the bike, because you can't tell if you're broken until you stand up. And I did it at X Games. I landed, I stood up, and I heard everything crunch, and I fell down. I thought, that was right. You know when you're broken.
To march on ahead towards your dream and never losing sight of that. I think that's definitely for sure the most difficult thing is keeping your goal and your eyes set on that and not being distracted, not giving up. Whatever you're hopeful for, the hardest thing is to keep going, but we have to continue to hold on, continuing to have the belief in myself and not letting that veer off since I was young, since I've been told from my teachers that I would never amount to nothing. The bullying or the things that you face, the adversity you face, the discrimination, and just continuing to keep your head up.
So if you're struggling right now and you're having a hard time and you're pissed off and you're frustrated, know two things. One, you're not alone. Two, this is necessary for you to get where you want to go. And if you quit, if you falter, if you stop, all the pain will be for nothing. And you need to remember that.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. But understand this, life is hard.
Every time I wanted to quit, I didn't make a decision to not quit the rest of my life. I made a decision not to quit for one more day.
How do you chip away? Here's how. You storytell. That is the responsibility and almost the way I feel I live. I have figured out over the last decade or two, really actually half decade to a decade, I have gift for gab. Same reason I could sell, same reason, I'm a good storyteller. So I'm gonna give you stories. Why do I put out those analogies, those clips saying the same shit? Because there's only 15 truths. I just have to say them a million different ways to catch you at the right time with the right slang on the right platform at the right moment.
Every business, I have 5 companies now. We'll do 100 million this year. I started every one of those companies with no money. Zero money, man. Just hustle. I've called on people I didn't want to be with. I've done things I didn't want to do, okay? It is not about doing what you love. It's about doing whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality, to be closed and stay closed. If you're not closed on your product, if you're not buying your own product, why would you expect anybody else to? Man, $400 is a lot of money. Your prospect says to you, $400, do it. Listen to me, man. You're 32 years old. You've been trying to save money for 20 years and you hadn't. Do it and do it now.
What do I do on those days when I don't feel like doing it? I do it. What do I do on the days where I'm filled with self-doubt? I do it. What do I do on those days where I feel sick? I do it. I just do it. Like, it's that simple, dude. And I do it regardless of how I feel.
When you crawl out from underneath the covers every morning, and you sit on the edge of the bed, you have a choice before you. Don't sit there. Do the work. Do the fucking work. Fucking do it. Do it. Fucking do it. Dig fucking deep and get it done. Get fucking raw and get fucking intense. Get angry and aggressive. Practice.